So Pete Buttigieg yesterday, remember we had the press conference that was going to be held by some local black leaders to say that, no, we super promise Pete Buttigieg does have some people of color who actually like him because he has struggled mightily to get any African-American support nationally and especially in South Carolina. He's had a couple of people locally, especially Oliver Davis, from the council, say that, nope, not going to endorse the guy, not really a big fan. And so he's really desperate to show everybody that he can get, black votes because that's going to be critical going forward. Now, again, if he wins the nomination in the general election, I think he'll get them. But I also think Donald Trump is going to get more than people think he's going to get, just based on the surveys and the results of what the last election showed, where he did get more of the black vote than traditional Republicans get. So anyway, they had this press conference yesterday at 5:30. It was during the show, so we couldn't obviously be there. But Sharon McBride, now she's a councilwoman. She is up there, and she is trying to talk about all of this. And then this happens. Joe?
Black leaders that don't have three-piece suits, leather jackets, and nice jewelry. Where are these black leaders? Who are these people as black leaders?
Now, what you're listening to right now is a pasty white guy from Black Lives Matter who is interrupting. All right, go ahead and cut it off. You don't need to get into it. You're listening to a pasty white guy from Black Lives Matter who stole the microphone from Councilwoman Sharon McBride. There was a little old lady who had a cane who tried to hit him over the head with the cane. This all happened at this press conference yesterday. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens, okay? And somebody on the live stream said this earlier. I think this is a good way of phrasing it. Pete Buttigieg can't catch a break on this issue. He just can't. So now, to be fair, the Black Lives Matter activists, which included this pasty white guy, and here's the optics of a pasty white guy snatching the microphone away from a black woman who happens to be a council member while telling everybody that these black leaders in the community are not good enough. I mean, again, he's a pasty white guy, is really interesting. I mean, it makes for good theater, if nothing else. But then you got this older, she's not old. I mean, she's older lady. She whips up her cane. She goes to hit him over the head. And he steals the microphone. But they're all Bernie supporters. So the people that were there interrupting this are Bernie Sanders supporters. Bernie Sanders supporters really hate Pete Buttigieg supporters. They don't like each other. This is one of the reasons the Young Turks has taken up the anti-Buttigieg mantle, if you will, which is a little strange because the two of them aren't even really competing for the same ideologies. But, it's interesting. So that whole ruckus happened yesterday, kind of threw everything in a mess. And it is what it is, folks. But I don't. This could be the widest group of Black Lives Matter activists that I think I have ever seen. And it could be that South Bend doesn't have any black people, and maybe that's why it's just a bunch of pasty white people showing up for Black Lives Matter. I don't know. But obviously, I'm being silly because there's a large African-American population here in South Bend. But it is what it is, okay? So shenanigans happening yesterday at the 5:30 press conference to let everybody know that Pete Buttigieg does, in fact, have black support. And a pasty white guy and other pasty white people with Black Lives Matter signs stole the microphone from a black woman and ran around saying that these black leaders were not good enough. So you got, would that be called, Joe, white privilege for him to do that? Have a pasty white guy snatch the microphone from a black woman and say that these black leaders are not good enough to provide black support for Pete Buttigieg? That would be white privilege, right? I'm pretty sure that would qualify. Huh. Interesting. So, yeah. Even the event designed to show the nation that he can get black support ended up being a fiasco. So maybe they shouldn't have told everybody publicly that this was going to happen. Who knows? 574-2595, 95.3. That is 2595-953. I will say it's interesting watching the comments how many people were rooting for the lady with the cane to hit the guy. That was interesting because I think that's somebody says that he's Latino, which, of course, the Democrats have told us can mean that you're white. What a day. What a day. All right, 574-2595-953. Jesse, welcome to the program. I assume you were there?
Hey, Casey, how are you?
I'm well. What's up?
So actually, the guy that grabbed the microphone and stuff last night,
Yeah.
he's actually Hispanic.
That's what somebody said. But remember, Democrats said that Latinos are really white. So
Yeah. He was actually Hispanic. It was kind of crazy because, you know, those folks were like, hey, look, we're in a city-owned public building. We should have a right to speak. And so when they kept telling them that, you know, to be quiet, they got upset. And that's when it all broke loose. And the lady that was going to hit people with her cane, you know, she made a comment more than once that she was going to go hit somebody with her cane. It was pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Max Lewis, who works over at Channel 22, and I'm looking at the still shot that he captured of her with the cane up in the air. And then you got the other lady, looks like she's doing a Nazi salute, trying to protect her head. But remember, if you ever make that gesture, even if you're trying to protect yourself, it's automatically racist. So there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff that was happening.
Yeah, it got pretty crazy. I mean, you know, I have to assume that probably didn't look too good for Pete because there were several people of color that were there with the Black Lives Matter group as well along the back wall. The videos didn't really show the amount of people that were there.
No, and South Bend's got a diverse Black Lives Matter crowd. It's not like in other cities, so it's very it doesn't look good for Pete at all. It didn't come off very well. I don't know. You know, maybe they shouldn't have done it in a public space, but you know, obviously, just trying to do everything they can to wreck the campaign because they are Bernie supporters. So there is that.
Well, some of them are, and their biggest complaint was that they put together a plan and they presented it to the mayor, and it was basically they felt they were ignored. And, you know, they basically said, hey, look, anytime we try to speak anywhere, we get told to be quiet. And the only time they are able to speak is if they try to go to a mayor's night out and maybe get a shot at sitting down with him for 2 minutes. So, you know, it's more or less just people being tired of not being heard.
Well, maybe they should go to the press. If they tried going to the press and having the press actually let them say their piece and force his hand.
Well, unfortunately, some of our media outlets don't like to talk about that stuff either, you know, especially with Pete running for president.
Well, you know, they have. If they don't have my number, pass it on to them. I'll let Black Lives Matter chat on the show. Why not?
I will definitely pass your number on to those folks.
All right. Okay. I appreciate it, Jesse.
Thanks,
take care, bud.
Bye-bye.
All right. You have to watch the videos, though. I mean, it was like a melee. It's designed to show the entire country that he can get black support, and this is a melee of two sides fighting. But it is also, I think, a perfect illustration of politics in America right now. You know, somebody doesn't like it, let's swing a cane at them. Let's celebrate the person swinging the cane. It's a whole thing.